Digital fashion is here to stay, and if you want to be one of the first to be on the bandwagon of implementing this as personal knowledge for yourself or incorporating it into your workflow as a fashion designer, then using CLO 3D is something that you might want to consider. Before we jump into the next part of this CLO 3D tutorial, I want to share a quick milestone update. We officially crossed the halfway mark for our Maker Mode founding members waitlist overnight. So if you're ready to stop wasting fabric in 3D, but still love the tactile feel of pen on paper, I created a physical planner for you. So I'm giving away a free sewing project quick start PDF instantly to everyone who joins the waitlist today, and it's a perfect companion to this tutorial to keep your designs organized. At the moment, we're at 66 of 100 signups on the waitlist, which means there are only 34 spots left. So I'm going to leave a link down below for you to join the waitlist, which will give you access to the free PDF quick start guide, and also you'll be the first to know when this planner is released. Pre-orders is going to start on the 1st of May, and I'm excited for you guys to actually use this planner for yourselves. But with that out of the way, let's get back into this tutorial. What is CLO? Now, this is a software that allows you to actually create a three-dimensional version of your garment, of your design on an avatar before you have to make a sample or create anything physical. So it's like a clever way for you to test your ideas, create product designs, and just try out things in your head before you actually cut any fabric or make any sewing patterns. I've been using this for just a little bit over a year, and it's how I actually create my digital patterns to sell for my business. So I am actually really enjoying this. I am fairly new into it, so I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to share my learning experience with you guys. And in this particular video, I'm going to be talking you through the first couple of tools that you might want to use if you are new to CLO. Now, if you haven't used CLO before, there is a free trial period, so you can download this onto your computer. I don't think you need internet to actually use it once you've downloaded it on your computer. So once you have it there, you can use it. And during the trial period, decide if you want to actually keep this tool for yourself. If my memory serves me right, the subscription is $60. I think that's how much it is now. I'll put up the right price on the screen if it's a different price, but it's a worthy investment if it's a tool that you're going to be using time and time again. So if you're excited like I am, let's get straight into this video. This is going to be a series of videos. This is not going to be the last one, so leave any questions you have down below. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. When you open the software, you're going to have two windows. The one to the left is the 3D window, and the one to the right is the 2D window or the pattern window. The 3D avatar typically appears on the 3D window, and to open this, you go to File, Open, and in the drop-down menu, you choose Avatar. CLO has a bunch of different avatars in different complexions, hair types, but I love to use my girl Naomi. And the really cool thing with CLO is you can edit the avatar's measurement to be your measurement or that of your client. So you can change the bust, the hip, the thigh, in a way that the avatar resembles your body as close as possible. So when you create the pattern would actually fit whoever measurement that the avatar is. So I'm just going in here to change the measurements to my body measurement. I have a separate video on how to do this in detail, so I'm going to link it on the screen. You can also adjust the height of the avatar, because I'm a short girl, I'm 5'2". This avatar is really tall by default, so I always make her a little bit short to resemble my body. Once you're happy with your avatar's dimensions and measurements, we can actually go in and start creating our pattern. I'm going to be working with the Polygon tool, which is this one here. The shortcut is H on your keyboard, and you draw on the 2D window. So there is an outline of the avatar on this side, and you essentially draw around that avatar. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can always go back in and edit this pattern that you're drawing here, but it's kind of like using a pen to draw onto the silhouette of the avatar on the 2D window. So I'm going to create half of a sleeveless A-line dress, so just like half of it like this, and you can edit the pattern once you've made the pattern. So now that I have that half front and it appears on the 3D window in front of the avatar, I'm going to click on the edit pattern tool, and it allows me to click on a point. So you right click on the point and you can go in and move it around. To edit the curvature, you click on the edit pattern tool and it opens up the drop down menu that allows you to actually make the straight line that we had earlier on more of a curve, so it looks more like a sleeve curve and sits more naturally around the body. So you can use it to edit the arm curve like I've done here. You can edit the side seam, you can change the shape of the hemline. Basically a line that was straight, you can add curves to it. And then I'm going to click the transform pattern tool, or shortcut A, and this allows me to select a whole pattern piece. I'm going to select this pattern here and then right click, copy, and mirror paste it. So the mirror pasting allows you to mirror the pattern on the other side, which essentially allows you to create the other side of the front without you having to draw it from scratch. So this is instruction on how to rotate your avatar in the 3D window to check that it is in a way that you're happy with. I have left instructions for the Mac and if you have a mouse, so just pause that, read that, and follow the instructions. Now that I have the front created, I'm going to copy the front, both sides of the front, using the transform pattern tool, and then I'm going to copy and zoom out on my 2D window and paste it some distance away from the front. So on the 2D window, you kind of see the patterns next to each other, whereas on the 3D window, you see it on the avatar. So we have two sets of the front pattern pieces that we made, but the white side is the right side of your fabric and the gray side is the wrong side. So we want to rotate the pattern using this tool. You rotate with the green sphere horizontally and with the blue vertically. So if you want to turn the pattern, you just go on that, you click on the pattern, and then you rotate it on the 3D window. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to pull it to the back of Naomi, my girl, rotate it in a way that it is straight. So the shoulders go to her shoulders, the side go to the side. Basically, the front sits on the front and the back sits on the back. And I'm going to just straighten it by rotating along the blue sphere or the blue axis. And we have our main front and our main back created. Another feature that makes CLO really cool is the sewing tool, which is this one here. And once you click on that on this section here next to the 2D window, you're able to sew sections of your garments. So because we made our front as two separate panels or separate pattern pieces, I'm essentially clicking along the center front edges and I'm going to sew them together. And you see it appear on the 3D window to your left. So I'm doing this for the center front edges and the center back edges. This is one way to do it. There's an entirely different way to actually create like a symmetrical pattern on the front and on the back, different from how I've done it here. So I'm just going in here to sew the sides of the front to the sides of the back, and you always get to see on the avatar if you are sewing the right side, which is actually great because it highlights in a color for you to see visibly if you are sewing corresponding sides correctly. So I'm going in here to sew the shoulder seams of the front to the back, and it tells you the width of the different seams that you're joining together. So if it's too big, a notification will actually come up and tell you that, oh, the seams do not match, they do not align, and you can make those changes if needed. So I'm just rotating my avatar on the 3D window to see that I have stitched in all of the parts that I want to stitch. And if you click on the space bar on your computer, it would actually simulate the garment in the 3D window, which means it would go onto your avatar's body and you get to see if everything fits in the way that you like. Your garment should actually simulate correctly on your avatar if your pattern has been done correctly and has enough wearing ease for it to be on the avatar's body. A mistake that I made a lot at the beginning was I didn't realize the fact that when you've created the pattern and you've put it on the avatar, you know those sewing lines, if they go through the avatar's body, whether it's the hair, the arm, the leg, any part of the body, the garment would not simulate properly, meaning that when you press your space key, it would actually not work in the way that you want it to work, or it would join in a way that looked a bit weird. So just keep that in mind. Once you've assembled the pattern pieces on the avatar and you've turned it in the way that you want it to be, just do a 360 view of if any of the sewing lines are going through the avatar's body. You might want to actually move that around to ensure that your garment simulates correctly. You can also see what different fabrics would look like, and the fabric window is to the far right on the property panel here. And if you scroll down, you would see the fabric types. There is silk, satin, there is denim, there is knitwear, there is leather. And when you change the fabric, the way the garment kind of falls and the avatar's body changes. It also changes the texture slightly based on the different fabrics. You can also change the color of your fabrics, any color under the sun. You can add print if you want to the garment on the avatar, so you really get to see what the garment might look like when this might be made into like a physical product. If for some reason you want to go back in and fix your pattern on the 2D window, you can actually do so. You would click on the edit pattern tool and fix any particular points that you want to. Just ensure that whatever you do on one side of the pattern, if you've done it separately like I have, you would do the same on the other. So select both sections or both sides, so whatever change is made on one is reflected on the other side. So we have a symmetrical mirror pattern created for you. So I'm just going in here to fix the back neckline to lift it up a little bit so it's a lot higher and not as deep as the front. And once I am happy with that, I know this pattern piece is essentially done. You can also export patterns in CLO. From my memory, you have to do it one pattern piece at a time, but hopefully this is an update that it will change in the future so we can grade our patterns and export multiple patterns at once. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're someone who is experienced using CLO, please leave any tips that would help us enjoy and make the most out of this tool. This is something that I believe is a very useful skill to have, and if you don't even want to make garments like physically as a designer, creating three-dimensional garments or 3D models is a useful skill in today's economy, be it in fashion, be it in gaming, be it in architecture. So it's a skill to actually have if you're not sure whether you want to curate this or not. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Look out for future videos in this like CLO learning series. I don't know what to name this series, but basically just me sharing like my experience of working and creating with CLO, and so far I'm loving it, and I'm going to be sharing any new findings with you guys. Until my next one, have a good morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are. Bye.